So, needless to say, I stayed put and things got better for me, much better. So here are some examples of that. Remember when I talked earlier about the bashing with the 5 kids that basically surrounded me? How I dealt with that is that I became very enraged that somebody would attempt to threaten my life safety. So in this rage, what I did is I looked for the smallest kid of the 5, and then I went up to that kid, or ran up to him, and then I grabbed him by the belt and I grabbed him by the shirt and lifted him high up over my head. I didn't realize I had that much strength in me, but I did. And then I turned him backside down and smashed him on what I thought was the ground. It was a snowy day that day, and I know the pain from getting hit by ice balls, so I was definitely in a rage. But what I didn't realize because of that rage is that I had actually smashed that kid back down against a boulder with a sharp edge. That would cause him to get paralyzed for about 6 months. Then I went to the next smallest kid at that point, since there were 4 standing, and I grabbed him the same way. Belt, shirt, lifted him up, smashed him down. Except this time it was on snowy ground, so he was shaken and out of it, but no lasting damage. Then I went to the smallest of the 3 left and did the same thing, and I managed to get him up in the air and then down on the ground, but just as I got him down on the ground, there was an arm that reached around behind me that started pulling me away, and it turned out it was the other 2 kids attempting to cause harm to me. They lifted me straight up in the air. I tried to struggle to get free, but thankfully at that point the staff members for the group home all converged on that area, and they took everybody down and restrained everybody, including me. Then the staff members told me that normally there's a rule that any kind of a fight, anybody that's involved, they get a 7-day restriction, and in your case you would lose your special staff member-like status. But they said, no, we saw the action from where we were at, we just didn't get to you in time, you will not get a restriction. However, all 5 of them got restrictions. Later, I got sued actually in a court, and so did the group home and so did the government, because the person that got paralyzed wanted some kind of recompense and reimbursement for the fact he was paralyzed by me. But when the judge listened in all those cases, he said, you can't sue the government. This guy isn't going to have anything to pay you even if you were successful in your lawsuit. And finally, what on earth are you doing suing somebody that was trying to defend their life? So needless to say, all 3 suits were thrown out. So that was one of the really great things that came out of my choosing not to commit suicide, was to get through that and see that those kids never bother me again. Then I guess next I graduated high school a year early because I didn't get really any schooling when I was with my natural parents. They started me a year behind when I got in foster care, but I managed to get straight A's pretty much all the way through, and as a result they promoted me 2 extra grades through the system, so I graduated when I was 17, not when they expected me to, which was 19. Then after that I went on to college to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. Got my bachelor's in business administration degree there. It was an honors degree, dual major, and in fact I graduated with magna cum laude honors. After that, came out to Arizona, to Flagstaff, went to Northern Arizona University, got my master's in business administration degree there, again with high grades and with honors. Then after that, another good thing that happened is I went on and worked at several companies like Shell Oil, Compact Computers, Lyondell Citgo, and so forth. Those were actually very wonderful companies to work for. I got some wonderful experiences out of that. After that, another thing I'm awfully proud of is having been able to buy my own house and live in it since I was 24, so it's been several years ago now. I just felt that was a milestone for me, and that back when I was in foster care I never thought I would own a house, get in a big house on the hill, so to speak. I never thought I would own one. Then I'm awfully proud of my volunteer work that I've been able to do over the years to try to help other people out. Took the help of volunteers to enable me to get through foster care, and so it's my way of giving back to society for its helping me through my hard times. Another thing which some people may not think is positive, but I do, because in the time I was with my naturals, I do distinctly remember being in Phoenix, Arizona for about a 2-month period. It was very hot. It was very sweaty, but I remember the swimming pools, and I remember the pinball machines that were outside of little taco stands and stuff like that in the city. So I've always wanted to get back here, and when I was in Arizona for my master's program, I really liked the state a lot. So it got better for me when I moved back to Phoenix and was able to finally get back here. Then finally, I guess to borrow Walt Disney's expression of a magic moment, last year I got to go to Disneyland for the very first time, and I had an absolute blast there. It was during Gay Days Anaheim. Now I had such a wonderful time there, I now have an annual pass, and maybe I'll look forward to seeing you on Astro Blasters and Thunder Mountain Railroad rides at some time in the future. So what's the message in all this? Well, it isn't about me. It isn't about foster care. It isn't about the perseverance that I had, whatever. But I guess the message is this, that life might get gloomy at times, and it may seem that you're so far down on the bottom of the hill that really the only way out is to end it all and commit suicide. And you know, certainly I came close to that, but I guess really the only way that I could think of it at that point is to think of it as the only way to get out of that is by going up. You know, you can either run away from the battle or you can go up. It's the only way the situation can go, is to improve. So you might have to work for it, you might have to fight for it, you might have to claw your way for it, but in the end you'll be much happier with yourself by not committing suicide, by not taking the easy way out, and it does get better. It has to get better. It will get better. If you have any questions, give me a shout on Facebook. Thank you.